We are all given a script. From the moment we are born, we learn stories about love. These stories often have one hero and one heroine. They meet, they fall in love, and they promise to be everything to each other forever. This is the script of monogamy, the one we are taught to follow without question. It is a beautiful story, full of romance and devotion. But what happens when the script no longer feels authentic? What if the role we are asked to play feels too small for the person we have become? For many, this single path can feel restrictive. A cage gilded with the expectations of society and tradition. The pressure to be the one for someone else is immense. It asks us to be their best friend, their passionate lover, their financial partner and their emotional confidant, all rolled into a single person. When cracks appear, as they inevitably do, the disappointment can be devastating. Heartbreak in a monogamous relationship often feels like a total failure. It is the collapse of an entire world built for two. The pain is sharp and isolating because you have lost your primary source of support. This singular focus can leave individuals feeling empty and alone when the connection ends, questioning their own worth and ability to love. Many people are growing tired of this repetitive cycle. They experience the highs of a new romance, the comfortable stability of a long-term partnership, and then the crushing low of a breakup. They start over, hoping the next person will finally be the one who completes them. But this pursuit can become exhausting. It is a constant search for a perfect fit in a world where people are complex and ever-changing. The idea that one person must fulfill all our needs for intimacy, excitement, and security for a lifetime is a tall order. It is no wonder that some are beginning to look beyond the traditional script for a different way to build their lives. This questioning of monogamy is not about rejecting love. It is about expanding its definition. It is a desire to find a relationship structure that feels more resilient and honest. People are searching for a way to connect that allows for more freedom, more support, and less pressure. They want to create relationships that can withstand the tests of time and change, not by limiting their connections, but by diversifying them. This exploration is a courageous step toward creating a love story that is uniquely their own, one that fits their true desires and emotional needs, rather than one they have simply inherited. When the confines of monogamy become too tight, some people do not rewrite the script, they simply add secret pages. This is the world of bigamy, or the illicit affair. It is a life built on deception. On the surface, the original relationship remains intact, but underneath, a hidden connection thrives on stolen moments and whispered secrets. The allure is powerful. It offers the thrill of the forbidden and a temporary escape from the pressures of the primary partnership. However, this path is paved with risk and emotional turmoil. It is an attempt to have more without being honest about it, which ultimately corrodes the foundation of all relationships involved. The pain of bigamy is often deeper and more complex than a simple breakup. The discovery of betrayal is not just about a partner leaving, it is about the shattering of a shared reality. The person who was betrayed must confront the fact that their life was, in part, a lie. Every memory becomes tainted, every promise questioned. For the person leading the double life, the stress is immense. They are constantly managing secrets, lying to people they care about, and living in fear of being discovered. This is not a sustainable path to happiness. It is a recipe for emotional disaster, leaving a wake of broken trust that can be nearly impossible to repair. Unlike polygamy, which is based on the consent and knowledge of everyone involved, bigamy thrives in the shadows. It is defined by its secrecy. Trust is not a component, it is a casualty. The entire structure is built on a violation of trust, making genuine connection impossible. The hidden partner is often just as much a victim, given false promises and a partial relationship that can never be fully acknowledged. This dynamic creates a toxic environment of anxiety and insecurity for everyone. It is a fragile house of cards, destined to collapse and cause widespread emotional damage when it finally does. Ultimately, the secrecy of an affair or a bigamous relationship prevents any of the connections from being truly healthy. There is no room for open communication, shared vulnerability, or collective problem solving. Issues cannot be addressed because their very existence is a secret. Everyone is isolated in their own experience of the relationship, the betrayed spouse in their unknowing innocence, the secret partner in their hidden status, and the person in the middle in their stressful deception. This profound lack of honesty prevents the kind of deep, secure attachment that leads to lasting happiness and emotional well-being for anyone. Polygamy, or more accurately, polyamory, offers a radically different model. It is not about secrets or betrayal. Instead, it is built on a foundation of radical honesty and explicit trust. In these relationships, all partners are aware of and consent to the structure. This is the crucial difference. Communication is not just a tool, it is the lifeblood of the relationship. Partners must constantly negotiate boundaries, share feelings, and work together to ensure everyone feels respected and secure. It requires a high level of emotional intelligence and a commitment to transparency that many find liberating. The goal is not to hide connections, but to celebrate them openly. One of the most compelling aspects of this model is the expanded support network. When you face heartbreak or a personal crisis, you are not left with a single person to lean on, or worse, no one at all. In a healthy polygamous relationship, you have multiple partners who can offer comfort, perspective, and care. If one relationship ends, it is undoubtedly painful, but it does not mean your entire support system has vanished. The other partners can provide a safety net, making it easier to grieve and move on without feeling completely isolated. This emotional resilience is a powerful draw for those who have experienced the profound loneliness of a monogamous breakup. Of course, jealousy and trust issues can arise in any relationship structure, monogamy included. The human heart is complex. However, in polygamous relationships, jealousy is not seen as a threat to be avoided at all costs, but as an emotion to be acknowledged and worked through. It prompts conversations about insecurity, needs, and boundaries. Instead of pretending it does not exist, partners are encouraged to talk about it. This process can lead to deeper self-awareness and a stronger, more honest connection between everyone involved. Trust is not assumed. It is actively and continuously built through these difficult but necessary conversations. This structure can also create a profound sense of safety and fulfillment for some. The pressure is off for one person to be everything. Different partners can meet different needs, allowing each individual to shine in their unique way. One partner might be a wonderful intellectual companion while another offers deep emotional intimacy or shared hobbies. This allows people to be more of themselves rather than trying to fit into a predefined role. For many, having more loving partners does not dilute the love, it multiplies it. It creates a family unit that feels abundant, supportive, and more aligned with their authentic selves. Ultimately, the conversation is not about whether polygamy is better than monogamy. It is about choice. It is about having the freedom to consciously design a life and a relationship structure that brings you happiness and fulfillment. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to love and intimacy. What works beautifully for one person may feel like a cage to another. The most important journey is the one inward, to understand our own needs, desires, and capacities for connection. We must ask ourselves what we truly want from our relationships, rather than simply accepting the script we have been handed since childhood. Navigating any relationship style requires emotional maturity and self-awareness. This is where mental health support becomes invaluable. A psychologist or therapist can provide a safe space to explore these questions without judgment. They can help us understand our attachment styles, improve our communication skills, and develop strategies for managing complex emotions like jealousy or insecurity. Seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It is an investment in our ability to build healthy, sustainable relationships no matter what form they take. It is about equipping ourselves with the right tools for the path we choose. Some people will find their greatest joy in the deep, exclusive bond of a monogamous partnership. Others will thrive within the dynamic, interconnected web of polygamy. And still others may find happiness in solitude or other forms of relating. None of these paths are inherently superior. The goal is to find the one that feels most authentic to you. It is about aligning your external life with your internal truth. This pursuit of authenticity is where true satisfaction lies. It allows us to live and love with integrity, which is the cornerstone of any happy life regardless of how many partners we have. So we must give ourselves permission to explore. Let us be curious about the different ways humans can connect. Let us have open conversations about desire, commitment, and what it means to build a life with others. The future of relationships is not about finding the one right way to love. It is about empowering everyone to find their right way. It is about writing our own love stories with characters and plot lines that resonate with our deepest sense of self. The most unexpected path to happiness is often the one we bravely create for ourselves.